Hey there. Thanks for joining me on today. Welcome back to the Kingdom Wealth Warriors podcast, where we equip kingdom minded believers with spiritual truths to walk in divine authority, wisdom, and wealth. I am Deb Howard, your abundant life coach. Excited to be here on today, and we're going to continue in our series Free Isn't Free. Now, if you missed episode 1, you can still go back and listen to it because we broke down the illusion of the word free and how it shapes our thinking, especially in entrepreneurial and faith spaces. I think it was a great episode, and I would encourage you to go back and check it out. But today, we're going to get a little more personal with our topic, Free Isn't Free. We're talking about something that most people don't even consider to have a price tag, and that's a compliment. Yeah, that's right. This episode is called The Cost of a Compliment. Ooh, let's breathe on that because that is really, and what we're going to look at today, it's going to really, I think, maybe challenge your thinking and cause you to evaluate deeper what you are doing when you give or receive a compliment. Ooh, so let me ask you something. Have you ever taken a moment to give someone a sincere compliment? I know you have. And have you ever did it only for them to shrug it off? Right? Or act like it didn't matter. Oh, it's no big deal. Right? Oh, it's nothing. I've done it. I'm going to be guilty. But it stings, doesn't it? When you give someone a compliment and they aren't able to receive it because your compliment wasn't free. It costs you something. I kind of started talking about this in our last episode, but it costs you brain power, right? You had to think about it. So it costs you a thought. Intentionality, right? When you give someone a compliment, you are being intentional. I know you are. Energy. And most of all, presence. Because when you give someone a compliment, it requires you to be present in that moment. It requires you to be present even in their life, even if it's just for a short time. Yeah, I'm letting these things sink in because, again, these are things that sometimes we don't really think about. Because you could have stayed silent. You could have walked on by or scrolled on by if you gave that compliment on social media. But you chose to stop and speak life into someone else. And in that moment, you were giving them something so valuable. So valuable. Let's anchor this in the Word. We're all familiar. I'm sure many of you are familiar with Proverbs 18:21. And it says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. And those who love it will eat its fruit. Our words carry weight. Whether a compliment, a word of encouragement, or even a prophetic declaration or prophecy over someone, right? It's not light. It's weighty. There's a spiritual transaction happening. You may not have thought of it that way, but remember, we are indeed spirit beings. And so when I go into my essence and use my brain power to bring forth a word for you, not only is it unselfish, but it's spiritual. And for those of us who lead and who pour, who are influencers, you may be an influencer, you may be a faith leader, an entrepreneur, someone who carries others. Our compliments come from a deep place. They come from a deeper well. So when you give one, listen, you're not just being polite. You're releasing something from your reservoir. I told you we're going to get deep. So I want to give you an example. The other day, I complimented someone on their growth. I saw their effort. I saw their evolution. But they kind of brushed it off. Girl, I'm just trying to do my thing. And I thought, you have no idea what it took for me to even say that. Sometimes we don't realize what it took for us to speak the words that we speak. Not because I didn't mean it, but because I had to pause. I had to be present enough to notice. Again, I had to evaluate and summarize my thoughts, my assessment, my body language, even when presenting the compliment. You see, when we compliment someone, we're doing more than just giving nice words. We're acknowledging divine evidence. We're recognizing what God is doing in them. And that kind of noticing takes work. There's a quote that says, encouragement is oxygen to the soul. So if encouragement is oxygen, what's the cost to the giver? It's your breath. It's your exhale. You're offering someone your air, your breath, your life. Oh man, it's not free. It's generous. So, here's the mindset shift I want you to catch today. I know I've given you a little bit of meat to think about. And hopefully, as you go along this week, along with life, you'll remember and really value not only compliments that you receive, but really value the ones that you give and really see the generosity in that pour that's coming from you. So this is the shift that I want you to make. This is the mindset shift because, we got to bring it all the way through. Your words are a currency. Now remember, I said when you give a compliment, it's a spiritual exchange. Your words are a currency. Every time you speak, especially as a leader, you are making an investment. So stop devaluing the gift of your words. And when you receive a compliment, listen, don't brush it off. Honor the cost. We've been talking about honor during the last episode. Honor is important for believers. So honor the cost. Say thank you with awareness. One thing I'm realizing even about my own self is that we're not always present in the moment. We're always so distracted. We're always so concerned about what's going on with our phones. We're not always in the moment. And sometimes, and I'm guilty, people give a compliment and we just brush it off. We don't value it. We don't really take it in and let it have the impact and the effect that it needs to have. And therefore, we aren't grateful, right? We don't express the gratitude in a way that is commensurate, right, with what we've received. So it's time we normalize valuing what's spoken. Not just when it's a sermon or a prophecy or a performance, but in the everyday encouragement we give and we receive. This week, I want you to try something. Give one meaningful compliment every day. But pause first. Ask the Holy Spirit, who needs a word from me today? Come on now. I really want you to be intentional. because I want you to take what we've been talking about and understand the value of it. When you give it, I want you to bless those words. Know that you are sowing a seed. And if someone blesses you with a compliment, receive it like a gift, because it is a gift. A gift, a cost, a blessing. Ooh, this has been good today, even for me. But let's say this together. In fact, repeat after me. My words are powerful. My encouragement is a gift. I give generously, and I receive with honor. That's our affirmation. Listen, thanks for joining me on today. The next episode, we're going to get into the entitlement mindset, how it sneaks in, especially in spiritual circles, even among business owners, and how to break it off our life and leadership. I want you to share this episode, maybe with your team, with a friend, maybe a fellow entrepreneur who's always giving, but doesn't always feel appreciated. And remember, your words cost something. Your words are valuable. So give and receive them with honor and awareness. Listen, until next time, walk in wisdom, walk in love, and never forget, free isn't free. Oh, and don't forget, excuse me, I have an event coming up, the Kingdom Wealth Warrior Summit. You can register, I'm getting choked up, at Deb Howard, sorry y'all, DebHowardOnline.com. I was going to put that on the screen, but I feel like I'm joking. There it goes. All right. Sorry about that. You can go to DebHowardOnline.com to register. Early bird registration is open right now. I would love to see you there October 11th here in Houston, Texas. We have some amazing people that will be pouring words into you, into all of us. And we just have some great things planned. So I hope you'll join us in Houston, Texas for the Kingdom Wealth Warrior Summit. Saturday, October 11th, 2025 here in Houston, Texas. Until next time, you know what I'm going to say? Go have your most abundant day. I'll see you soon.